So this is basically main metrics of this indicator system for the river health monitoring. It comprises of 5 parts mainly. First, the hydrology indicators, and then geomorphology. We also have the water quality for chemical indicators and biological. And last but not least, the social functions, social indicators. I believe all these indicators together will give us a whole picture of this river health. As for the result of this river health assessment program, we are going to classify rivers into 5 categories. That means from the high, good, moderate, to poor and bad water qualities. This is very similar to the European practice in the Water Framework Directive, which means depending on our target to restore river to a good or high or moderate conditions. And this evaluation was based on all these 5 components, which means indicators from hydrology, morphology, chemical, biology, and social functions. So there are also many challenges to carry out this river health assessment, because first, China is very big, a river is very big, so we need sufficient data and knowledges to evaluate these rivers. And also each river has its own individual characteristics. We cannot provide a just general formula to every river. This also needs to develop its own spatial experience for different rivers. Also for the database building and collaboration with different agencies and ministries is also a big challenges to us. So in order to deal with all these challenges and difficulties, we have carried out the international collaboration program, which was sponsored by outside. And our Australian partners is the International Water Center. So there are a group of Australian experts working together with various staffs to develop a program called Yellow River Health Assessment and Environmental Flow Research Program. The main contents of this research will be focused on the river health assessment and environmental flow methodologies, identification of the indicators, and the report cards of river health. We also have many field works, training, and workshops have been organized to improve the capacity building. So this is the major outputs from this research. You can also find the report card from your table. There are some more detailed information from. Here starts from the sketch map of the Yellow River Basin. So Yellow River starts from the highland area and empty to the eastern China Sea. Most of the environmental impact happens in the lower reaches of Yellow River, which means it's a very flat area. Because this is the most populated area, many big cities and people living in this area. Some 20 years ago, this river has just dried, starts from the river mouth to this Luoyang city. Totally 800 kilometers long lower Yellow River has been dried, which caused a severe environmental impact and the deterioration of this ecological system. So this research focused on how to provide a solution to restore this environmental flow and keep this river health. So we developed 5 group of indicators covering the hydrology, morphology, water quality, ecology, and social economics. Exactly as we mentioned before, which also provide a useful experience to develop a national program for the river health assessment. Here I just take a hydrology example to say what we have done and what will be the results from this research. And we choose this lower Yellow River as the study area to say what will be the environmental impact because of the flow variations. And based on our study, we find that the environmental flow for Yellow River mainly comprises of 4 parts. First, we need to ensure the minimal flows, and also we need the best flow to keep the water quality. And for Yellow River, it's so special that we need the flows to flush in the sediments to the sea, so we also need sediment flushing flows. Last but not least is that for the river delta area, there's a very significant Ramsar wetlands in the river delta, which is a very important habitat for the migration birds. So in order to cover all this area for the environmental needs, we developed scenarios how to restore this environmental flow in this area. This is basically the physical conditions of this river, what we can provide. because they have built more than 12 large dams on the river, so have enough regulation capacity of this river. The total regulation capacity we have is more than 35 billion cubic meters every year, which covers more than 60% of the total annual runoff of the river. So with this capacity, with engineering capacity, we can ensure we can implement this optimized environmental flow management program. And also for the hydrological variations, we have studied that there is an increased trend of the water use because of the agricultural and industrial water demand. And while the climate change and also natural conditions variations, the water supply, the surface runoff is actually decreasing. So there will be increasing challenges between this supply and the demand. So this is a river flow area, because one of the most important targets for us is how to restore the flow continuity of the river. So from the year 2000, we have implemented this river restoration program, and after that, say this is river drying up days for the river in a whole year. After year 2000, the river drying up has never happened because of the environmental flow restoration program. The main measures, technologies we use mainly comprise of three parts. First, the legal parts. In order to implement this environmental flow management program, we have issued a Yellow River Water Regulation Law, which is approved by the State Council, by the central government, which entrusts YRCC, our authority, to be able in the position to regulate the flow. The second, we developed technical measures. We build this remote control center for the water allocation and regulation. And then we also conduct many academic research, like we produce this artificial flow to optimize this river flow patterns for the river in different periods of this year. The result is quite good. It's obvious the river flow has been restored since 10 years ago, and the river drying up never happened. The water quality also been improved, and this is the delta wetlands. You see there is expansion of the new freshwater wetlands. Many migration birds come back to our delta. This is our experience for Yellow River. And we think if there are many interest for this river, we can have more, provide details if you wish. And also want to extend these invitations to the International Yellow River Forum, which will be organized next year in our country, in Zhengzhou City. Thank you very much.